Hello, welcome to our channel. I'm going to do a quick head study here in different mediums. First, I'm using a vine charcoal on a page in my sketchbook that I've taped off the edges on because I like that nice clean edge that you get when you pull it off. So I'm putting down a medium value over the entire page, and then I'm pulling out the highlights and the lighter tones from the reference image that I'm using. You can't see the reference image, but it's off to the left. I keep it on my iPad and I just have it right there. So I keep working back and forth. Then I pull out my charcoal again and start drawing in some of the details that I may have gotten too carried away with the eraser, or I just want to get the darks in here, like on the shadow by the hair on by the neck. And she is wearing dark glasses, dark frame glasses. She is a redhead and has very fair skin, so her eyes are very distinct against her fair complexion. But here I'm taking out some of the background because I got it too dark. And then I just keep playing back and forth, adding and subtracting, taking away. So far you'll notice that I haven't put in too many details. I'm trying to keep it large shapes to small shapes. If you start out putting details too soon, you're going to find that maybe they were in the wrong position. Maybe you're getting too focused too quickly and you lose the vision of the overall drawing. So here I'm just going through and smudging it a little bit with the kneaded eraser. If you're not familiar with the kneaded eraser, it's like a pliable piece of rubber that you can shape into different points to get different results. The one I'm using has been quite used. It's several years old, I believe, and it's darker than what you'll see a new one be if you go look to purchase one. And then here I'm trying to get her glasses in. I found it difficult to do where the hand meets her face. I didn't want to get too much detail and make it too tight. I wanted to keep it loose and as fresh as I could. Notice I say could, not how I necessarily did. And here you saw me make the eraser into a smaller shape to get around the nose and the mouth. And the kneaded eraser, you can use it not only to take away the charcoal, but you can also use it to blend a little bit of two values if you're careful with it and you do it lightly. The harder you press, of course, the more you're going to pick up, and it's going to make that area lighter. So the next few minutes, you'll see me just go back and forth. Like again, I had trouble with this hand, but I did the best I could. I wanted to get the gist of it more so than get the tight details. And if I'd wanted something a little tighter, I would be using a charcoal pencil. I did have one out on my desk, and I don't think I used it. You see me here turn it upside down. What I also did was turn my reference photo upside down, and that was so I could get a fresh perspective of what I was working on and see the shapes and the highlights and the contour in a new way so I could see where my errors were or where I needed to change proportions. So I just keep working on it here. Then here in a little bit you'll see me switch it another 45 degrees. I'll switch it to its side, and it's the same thing. And also you can use a mirror. If you hold a mirror up, it will give you a fresh viewpoint. And I did that a few times on this one, but I'm not sure I show you the mirror. Is at a 45-degree turn. And you can just keep doing that, turning it upside down, turning it to its side, looking at the mirror view until you get things placed where you want them to be. Again, at this point, you don't want to go into tight detail. You want to just worry about the highlights and the shapes that are there. And it looks like I did go in and use the charcoal pencil. I find I can get better detail if I want something to be more photorealistic and tight. I can get better detail with graphite than I can with charcoal. But here I'm putting in some of the lines on the mouth and shaping of the upper lip. I also pulled out my white charcoal pencil, which helps get some of the highlights in there that I couldn't get with just using the eraser and the white of the paper. It gives me a different feel, a different texture. You can mix it with the charcoal to get gray tones, but I try not to overdo that too much and use the charcoal itself for the gray. I only use the white charcoal for the highlights. And the hair, I tried to keep it really loose. I didn't want to show each strand of hair. She has red curly hair, and the ends I found interesting rather than each strand. Just that sort of rough edge of where the hair falls on the shoulder. Once I took the tape off and quit fiddling with it, this is what we wound up with. And I don't know about you, but I really like those nice, clean, sharp edges that you get with the painter's tape being on there. You can use washi tape or anything that is easily removable to give you the same effect. But this is the final result, and this is where I left it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you more than I can say. And I hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago.